So yeah, since the return to the States, I've been living in Central America for a year and a half, and we iterated this vision with Gentry and John at the Berkeley Marina, and me down in Costa Rica and Mexico. We have two main platforms, two main things that are happening in the month of August. The first is marketing and selling the Genesis drop, finding our audience, connecting, telling the story. This is a collaborative effort that all of the artists are invited to be a part of, and almost really need to be a part of. And then you think about, here comes Kenji. You think about the way, an art is displayed in the traditional gallery spaces, and it's not just like all handled on one side. There's, a community building effort. So we're gonna keep the events and the stunts more digital this month, but fortunately, through happenstance sailing stuff at Ephemerisle, John and Gentry managed to make a contact with some amazing people in the VC space. Now we're getting followed up with a major blockchain PR person, one of the absolute top of the top in PR in this space. We're just in conversation with him, and so they're excited about what we're doing. I'm excited about what we've done, about all this amazing art that's been created and is now up on OpenSea. And so another leg to that is going to be building a virtual gallery, whatever that looks like, whether it's a plug and play, kind of like drop the OpenSea links in and have a easy gallery, or something more custom built, that'll be on our website. And so, yeah, marketing and selling the Genesis drop while simultaneously opening the door for the next rounds of art and whatever partnerships with nonprofits and regenerative ventures, and with artists that arise. So those are the two main platforms for this talk. But I want to open it up to everyone else in the space before we go any further with that, just to check in and see where everyone's at, who they are, if there are any intros. I don't know, Greg and Kenji and Eric, if you guys know each other. But yeah, just stoked to be back on this call, and yeah, open the floor. Greg, why don't you can just tell us what you were just writing?
Yeah, please. Okay, am I coming in? I think I froze on one level. All right. So I just got off my call with the team called XR Miami, and we're using a metaverse backdrop of called Ozone, and the guy who created that's out of Colorado. So what we're trying to do is trying to find people to start populating into these metaverses and activate, their business fronts and their galleries. In here, we have a couple artists already in. And yeah, it's been hard for me to sell the metaverse, but I'm starting to I'm getting nearer and nearer to kind of seeing the utility. And finally today, somebody was making the point that the metaverse allows you to surf the internet as if it were a video game. And I said, that makes sense to me. I can say that. It makes more sense. This is the future of the internet. And then I just had to make a bunch of logic leaps to go, I guess that's right. So then it also gets into, could you make these avatars in 3D or 2D avatars? And then the NFTs now are getting so complex that you can start switching out characteristics. I've read today, Seneca 33 highlighted this polymatic drop that just happened, and they have 13 variables in which you can switch out, like a shirt, a hat, a blunt, sunglasses, all that on the NFT. Yeah, all that's so these things are starting to come out pretty crazy, and I would invite the group too to maybe look at those 10,000 piece NFT drops that are just going nuts right now. And that might be a good way. Yep.
Love this. Did Jenny introduce you to the Ozone team, or do you have your own connect?
Oh, yeah. No, okay. So the Ozone guys I've known for years. And then Jenny, when she met those guys, I was like, oh, I didn't know our families met that way.
Yeah. So I've already had conversations with them, and they're really stoked about creating a metaverse for potentially our first drop. I don't know if it's going to be as effective for our first drop as it would be for later drops, but I'd love to circle back on a conversation and expand, now that there's more of the community involved in this. Because my biggest concern was if the community's not pushing for this, I mean, I don't want to just throw on features that we don't have, though I love the metaverse's potential. If you're one of the drivers in here in the community saying, yeah, this could be a great way to showcase our art, I'd love to loop you in the conversation so that it's community driven.
Okay. Yeah, no, absolutely. And like I said, I didn't quite see it. Now I'm starting to see it a little bit more. Talking to them about, imagine making your own avatar and this concept of, surfing the internet, but now you can kind of like have this thing that goes and surfs for you. And then people can kind of see who that is too, because if you populate this avatar with your LinkedIn and all your social medias, then that gives context to the avatar.
Right. And it's like almost utopian too. It's, because it's instead of this sort of dark vision of social media, it's just this universe of play. I remember the first time that I experienced that when I went to the virtual playa last year, the infinite playa, they called it. And yeah, just so stoked. All this live music, all these freaking incredible art exhibits with, coral reef, and history of the lithosphere and all of this cool stuff. And I love that. Yeah. So just to, bring it to the regeNFT level, because I think there's definitely space, especially in this call every week, to have these more top level discussions about what's possible in the NFT space. Like you're saying, these customizable features. And one thing I'm really attuned to now is the potential for doing a regeNFT 10K,
because that's what I would like to talk to you guys about, because I've been participating in these.
You're already on that level, that vibe. Imagine if we put these charitable, and that's the thing. That's why we're on this call in the first place.
That's what's selling too, is the ones that are making it are the ones that are like donating and have a cause and an impact.
That's us. Yeah.
Blazed Cats came out. Literally, they brag about being
the stoner cats.
Hours. No. Blazed Cats came out 24 hours after Stoner Cats and has already dropped like $100,000 toward mental health. Wow. So they're basically just piggybacking and growth hacking Stoner Cats to say, hey, that's a stupid cartoon. We're actually going to have impact with the same theme and motif, and it sold out and went. So I feel like any kind of like impact generated 10,000 piece, we could probably, we have the seeds of two.
I wonder if Anthony will be able to make it to this call. I think he said he might not be, but one of the artists in the Genesis drop, Anthony Dutra, has two tokens that are really the seed of 10Ks. One is, and at least, or if not 10Ks, crypto doggy collectible style. One is the Smoky Mon, which goes to decriminalize nature, and we might actually end up doing some kind of collaboration with psychedelic seminars, and like have different strains and have this kind of game of like stoner Pokemon kind of thing, Smoky Mon. And then the other one is the Last Prisoner Project, CryptoPunks. So he made an avatar in the CryptoPunk style of one of these guys who's where people are trying to raise bail fund for him and legal fund for some Hispanic dude who is completely unjustly incarcerated.
Oh, okay. So it's for real. It's not the theme of, get this crypto punk out of jail. Okay. It's a real guy.
It's a real dude named Edward Rubis. And we have him up on the gallery, and, I minted several copies just because it's more of a test right now, I think put five copies of this initial token up in the gallery. It's because the more that we can raise for this dude, it's like, it doesn't have to be one of one, it can be one of five. And anyhow, both of them are seeds of, this NFT styled art, which is really, about this collectible. And that's the thing. It's like, it's so of the moment that having the agility, the responsiveness, the research to seize on it, like Blazed Cats did, and be right there the day of, to seize on these market trends, is, just basically a huge part of what I'll be doing over the next month and a half, in the lead up, both as we're working with the regeNFT drop art, and then, and to market it, and then what we're creating next,
Okay.
So
Well, yeah,
thanks.
and I'm down to help. I was going to say a lot of these guys, where I'm building one out, I'm doing a skunk verse, because I have a little group called the Currency Skunks. And one of the things I'm noticing these guys are doing is like, you raise $60,000, we're going to push it toward this way. My plan is we're going to raise $60,000. We're going to then stake it for this cause. And
Wow.
Yeah, DeFi growth.
There you go. There you go. So people are
Love
forgetting, hey, let's grow, let's create value, then farm and grow the value. So you have sustainable funding sources for these entities in the long run. So that's kind of like one of those, like, hey, let's switch it up and start using DeFi.
Well, you want to, we like one of the slogans, and one that we are, let's say, copyright pending, what trademark, what are we trying to do? Trademark the thing? Trademark pending is decentralizing philanthropy in decentralized philanthropy. So DeFi, DPHI. And that, with what you just, that leg that you just gave to it, Greg, we have to talk some more, because it's that staking for organizations, that's revolutionary.
Revolutionary.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wealth generating, it's social transformation through new wealth distribution, but new wealth growth, and giving use cases to crypto that
Tax-free,
are legit.
Yeah.
Especially if we do a donor advised fund, but we don't have to talk about that.
Yeah. But it just reminds me of, like, how these universities have endowments that just grow and grow and grow, and it's kind of like, that's what charities lack.
DeFi endowments.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
And it also allows, artists to take us into the next economy and make the change needed, not bankers. And
Thank you, Greg.
It's regenerative finance. This old financial tool does not have the legs to institute the change needed. I work in Africa, and like the past 3 proposals I've created, by the time we started typing, but to the time we turned it in, the project was already unprofitable. Like, you just, in that short of time, in these vulnerable economies, like gas prices soared to the point that the project wasn't even viable. Right. So like, I'm putting in projects that I don't even want to win. I'm gonna lose money. So I just got this huge lesson that the game money will not take us to where we need to go. So we need to take game A money and then turn it into game B money by using DeFi. Put it into that, and then we have results.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
cool. Well, so we'll circle back on that. Let's even tentatively set up a call for later this week or early next week. And in the meantime, we have such talent in this room. I would love to just go around, circle around, popcorn, whoever wants to share updates. So just again, arrived recently.
Sorry, I've been a bit out of the loop.
Yeah, Kenji, please.
I've been so busy. I've been traveling. I've been out of the loop. I just wanted to know, like, general status. Like, I don't think I saw my VR movie posted yet. Is that because there's something's missing in my
file size? Is just I've been wrestling with it. I do have a preview generated, but do you have like a quick trailer of it? That's what I really need.
Yeah, because we need the full size as an unlockable, and then on OpenSea we can only do the 40 megabyte limit. So sorry for not communicating that to you earlier.
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna also send you. I think you needed like the minimum price and then that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
All right, but if I have a trailer, I'll send it to you.
Trailer is what we need. Yeah, 40 megs. I've gotten away with 46 or whatever, but once you hit 50, it uploads fail.
Okay.
And but maybe if you want to just speak for a moment about what you're working on, Kenji, because this is not just,
it's incredible work.
Target. This is not, where we have, again, this one call a week is where we can really just share and collaborate. So love to hear what you're up to.
Yeah. I mean, I wanted to create something new just for this, but wasn't able to really get the team in place. Still would love to do that. But what I did submit was our VR movie. It's a 5-minute virtual reality movie that can be played on Oculus or any headset of Bella Gaia, which is the project I work on, Beautiful Earth. And it's basically these beautiful orbital views of the Earth and short zoom ins into different locations around the world, and then zooming back out. And this particular piece has won a few awards. And so, yeah, would love to just offer it in this really exciting project.
So inspiring. Yeah. Yeah. Where are you right now?
I'm in Spain. I'm back in Spain. So
Awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, spent a lot of time in Barcelona a few years ago. Barcelona, Girona, all
Oh,
Catalonia.
cool. Yeah. So let me know if you have some crypto friends that, you know, you'd like me to meet.
Oh
That
my
could be
God.
cool.
Yeah, a couple. Awesome.
Kenji, I'd also like to talk to you offline about an art piece that may get ivermectin to the unvaccinated here in the US. You know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah, just
Hmm.
money going to actually treat the virus, the
Wow.
issue if needed.
know,
There's
So
such a can of worms there, though.
I actually made my doctor's appointment with a doctor who prescribes ivermectin already. So
It's funny. I was living in Costa Rica the last year and a half, and they just give that shit out. It's like $4 a pack. It's they use it prophylactically. It's not for active infections. It's for if you
Right.
have an immediate family member who
right.
tracks it, then literally the government gives the entire family like several prescriptions each.
Yeah, it's really sad news. I don't know if you heard, New York is going to mandate vaccine passes for restaurants, gyms, and venues.
same here. Same here. They haven't
San Francisco?
mandated here, but over 300 restaurants and bars and clubs in the San Francisco Bay Area that way as well.
Come to Miami, guys. Free. It's free. I'm telling you.
I know, man. It is a great town. While it's still above water, bro.
Hola familia. Greetings from LA. Fun circles cups in San Fran on Friday. The long, beautiful incubator around an education reform project that I'll be able to share more and hopefully be able to infiltrate some arts through
Oh
here.
my
with
God, you're
that.
gonna be in the Bay? Cool.
Let's hang out.
Yeah. I was just up there. I might be coming back this weekend. There's a festival going on that I might go groove around at. But we'll see. I'm actually at Jenny's. I'm staying at Jenny's place right now. So fun to be jumping in on this call from Jenny's. Yeah. Yeah, and things are being worked on. There's been space. My company, Heart Space, is going through an expansion, so that's been taking a lot of my time. But while I'm in LA, we're working on a music video and some more short films. So I'm starting to bring back more of the music and the film and the poetry projects to hopefully flow into here. But yeah, I'm just gonna kind of flow in Cali for a couple or few weeks and maybe go back to New York for one more round before Costa Rica, but shit's getting crazy, so I don't know. But yeah, just kind of an integration space right now, and staying open for the next projects to collaborate on.
That's epic. Wait, so do you have plans to come back to NorCal?
I'm listening. I'm listening to the call. I would like to. There's potentialities to come play up there. So
Yeah, I'll be around here all month. Let's let you go.
Amazing.
Awesome. Yeah, well, love the piece. I love that we got everything up and with all the unlockables, and really remarkable piece of art that Kelly has listed. You guys should all check it out. It's the Climate Climax series. Just check out the description, and then, just amazing work. Good job.
Thank you. Very excited.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Who's next? Yeah, dude.
Oh, hi. My name is Nestor Baltodano. I'm from Costa Rica, for the people that doesn't know me. How are you, Sam?
Doing great, man. Happy to get the correct resolution of your photos. Yeah.
Thanks a lot. For me as an artist, this has been a totally new experience that totally opened a new world for me. And also, I really like all this initiative of art and activism. And now I see a way to get funding for the different social and regenerative projects that I have been working in here in Cahuita. And like last week, I checked out this like virtual world called Decentraland.
Yeah,
and that was amazing for me, like to see like this virtual world with all these galleries and all these possibilities. And also I have been looking all the work that many artists are doing right now with NFTs, and it's amazing. Like, I don't know if it's because it's something that is starting and it's new, but like to see how much money they can make and like all the different ways that you can show your work. Like for me, that thing, Decentraland, was amazing. So I know that this first option was like the seed of something that is starting, and I really would like to keep in touch with you and learn more about how I can use NFT art to support social and environmental causes, because I have been working in environmental projects and social projects for so long. The main problem is to get funding. So I left behind my work as an artist for like a year and a half until I see this chance, this opportunity to mix both things that I love, like the environment, volunteer, social projects with art, and another kind of media that is new for us. But thank you for this opportunity, and I really appreciate this chance, and I hope that we can continue working and doing great things to help lots of people around the world, because I know Big Brother is watching us. George Orwell and is looking from the other side, and Aldous Huxley, and it's true. Like there is somebody, a group of people that has the power in the world, and they want to impose a new system, a new order to control everything. So we have to use the tools that we have to switch the thing and take the power.
Exactly.
And this thing is something great. Congratulations and saludos from Costa Rica, pura vida.
Pura vida, man.
Pura vida,
Wow.
man.
Yeah, from
Thank you.
Cahuita, yeah.
From Cahuita, yeah.
Yeah. So inspiring, Nestor. Yeah. That makes me want to mention what the next opportunity for artists in this community is coming up, and it's really coming up soon. We'll have a meeting on it, a breakout session next week that I'll announce by Friday. It's to create digital artworks and artifacts that will then be populating a new digital game world. And the premise of it that our friends at Wuji Games are creating, and they're really far along. We had a live demo yesterday. Really good game, great gameplay mechanics, just needs more stuff, more artifacts. And so we'll have the opportunity to invite artists to create heirloom seeds, special armor, special skins, special, they have like this gardening game. So basically like you're protecting your permaculture garden and learning about soil maintenance and watering and different plants and different medicines, and while meanwhile playing a game where you're like defending from invaders and whatever. It's, I think, like Apocalypse Garden or something like that. And they have a lot of
What is it called?
behind this. What's that?
What is that game called?
It's going to be an ecosystem, and I think they're going to call the whole thing either Siege Wars but the company is Wuji Games.
Earth Defender. I think it's the game you're talking is Earth Defender.
Earth Defender. There we are. Thanks.
Earth Defender. Oh, that's cool.
Earth Defender. Yeah. And yeah, they have other couple cool things. Our mutual connection, Greg, you probably know him, is Jeff McCabe, who's created Lightning Works, the first blockchain-based comic book company. And just a good friend of mine in Costa Rica. We lived in the same community for months last year deep in the lockdown. And one of my initial blockchain teachers, if you will, experts in the space. And anyhow, so that's going to be an opportunity for artists to create, NFTs that will then be, you can make, maybe there will be 1,000 copies and each one of them will plant a tree, or each one of them will, give 50% to the regenerative cause. And then people will buy it in the game world and it'll go directly to charity. It's like another little notch in this evolution of the marketplace of regenerative art and regenerative crypto. So that was a little breakout, Nestor. Thank you so much for being a part of it. You're a great photographer. Really love
Oh,
the
thanks a
love
lot.
the vibe. Yeah, really good
Thanks a lot.
stuff. And yeah, whoever's next.
Hey guys, girls, yeah, this is Randall, also from Costa Rica, just introducing myself. Just to let you know that, well, I was kind of hopping in late on the whole regeNFT calls and to get a hold of the movement. At first, I was kind of shy because of time, of committing time, but yeah, I hope I did join earlier. But I'm supporting Nestor too with his photography project, and also bridging the projects that can be used for beneficiaries for the donations. Also helping Melly. Well, Melly and Randall's project. I just connected them to the project in Kawita also to help them receive the donations. So yeah, just very happy about how things are coming along, and hoping to get more notoriety of the whole project. So I'm hoping to promote it here on social media and stuff, and continue just supporting the projects and connecting people together. Yeah, just to let you know, I also got recently some experience on cryptocurrencies and NFTs just very recently, but studying cryptos like for over a year, and got involved into the Seeds cryptocurrency project very much. So I really like how we can use these technologies to
Seeds, yeah.
Yeah, I've been with them like for 2 years now, promoting also here in Costa Rica the Seeds movement, and just very happy to use these opportunities and technology and this whole new world that is opening up. So I'll continue to support, yeah, any way I can here the local groups of artists and organizations and the regeNFT movement. It's great. So yeah. And yeah, just to let you know, also, I know that I sent an art submission, but it was very late. I submitted it. It was my wife's painting. So just hoping that later you can review it, see if it can be set up for a later
Absolutely, yeah.
event or anything.
That's in my email.
Yeah, I did send
Cool.
it by email.
Yeah, I'll get back to you later today. It makes me think with Nestor, Randall, and Melly on the call, and a few more of us participating from that side, or when Kelly headed back there for that matter. We should probably have schedule like a Costa Rica sort of breakout, Costa Rica regeNFT breakout session, and sort of have, because I would love, I'm on my way to fluency in Espanol. It's like I'm not a native speaker, but I would love to be creating some materials in Spanish to include, our family in Costa Rica and Central America and South, all of Latin America, just so they can have something, to really be included in this movement, because, the endeavors, the charities, the people, the art, are all just as worthwhile as what we have here in the North. And so, yeah, we'll make time for that later this month, maybe next week, maybe the following, for us to all break out and have a Spanish language session and talk about the links that can happen, because I've been living in Costa Rica for 1.5 years, and it's like one thing that's a constant are these Telegram groups, these WhatsApp groups of visionaries, and Seeds is one of them. But like to link up and like let everyone know in those groups what we're doing, if people have art they want to contribute, if people they have causes that they want to put forward, just to open that door intentionally, instead of it just happening in the general stuff. So thanks so much, man. Yeah, maybe we can collaborate on that. I'll follow up on that in the email, and I can CC you, Nestor and Melly, if you guys want. Cool. Thank you so much, Randall.
Yeah, thank you, brother.
Should I pop in?
Well,
Oh,
maybe since we are all,
Yeah.
since the two people from Costa Rica were talking, maybe I can jump in.
Sure, sure. And then Eric
for it.
after that.
Well, yeah, as Randall said, me and Smoskas board, the other Randall, we are also supporting Kawita Roots. And well, we are really happy with the result of the sculpture we submitted for the first drop. And yeah, we are getting together this week to work on another sculpture, or even to make another version of the one we created. And yeah, I think one of the main things of participating in the first drop was that we got really excited and want to keep like developing this like a series of artworks. So yeah, we are really happy about that. And yeah, it would be nice to like have a breakout group of people from Costa Rica. So yeah. Mm-hmm. And also we are like trying to spread the word about the gallery to see if we can get some buyers, and yeah, that's it.
Love Totem. I think it's a really amazing piece. You know, I mean, got a few likes in the blockchain for ecology community, and it's turning it into a series is as Sema was talking before. And sorry, I was off for a minute, running a quick errand. You know, the series seems to be where this like loyal community can be built with these NFTs. And, you know, I think you're on the right track, and thanks for spreading the word, because the only way this is going to be successful is if each one of us, you know, spread the word together and create a viral
Campaigns.
yeah, viral super network in a way.
Yeah.
You know, because we're here for the social impact cause. Our NFTs are incredible, and let's get some buyers in here who see this value.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, Melly. Yeah, love it. Looking forward to seeing what you guys are you using. Blender? What are you using?
Yeah, we're using Blender and Magica Voxel to make like the base in voxels, and then Blender for finishing and details.
Epic. Looks great. Yeah, looks like expertly done Blender work.
Mhm.
What's up, Aman? Welcome. Cool. Thank you so much, Melly. Yeah, Eric, you were gonna go next. Yeah.
Can't hear anything. Can you? Is it?
Yeah.
Hello?
I thought Eric was just
Oh.
asking to go after
Oh.
Melly.
Oh,
So
Go ahead.
it's
I don't
okay.
hear
Yeah,
anything.
no, Eric, you take a turn, man. I don't know if Eric is.
I'm in a huge hurry. I'm a little disappointed in myself that I kind of dropped off the edge. I didn't anticipate myself being the participating artist per se, but I found out after years of kind of being resisting that that's actually the part that I would like to do. And I don't have an artistic background myself, but I keep on coming up with new things. And this is like a set in a desert, kind of high desert scene, and different implementations of it. And I just get all these conceptual ideas, but I don't have really a team. My other counterparts are not really on board for whatever reason. They're otherwise preoccupied with their other things. And I was going to have a call yesterday with John, and he just was too busy. So, but he's very respectful of it. He said, someone he met who made a ton of money. I can't even believe how it's even possible someone could make that much money off NFTs so early. But he's interested in cooperating with us. Maybe there's a misunderstanding, but he sounds like he's an NFT kind of a guy, and he's doing it. But
Eckert, great point. You know, and then I think you do a great job, like trying to touch, move, and inspire people to join our community. One of the beautiful things, though, about the Hack4Earth method, which is the under the hood of regeNFT, is that it's sort of like filtering for gold on the earth, and some people just aren't ready to take action, and that action is necessary. It's a necessary piece of the mesh sifting, you know, and we don't have to push anyone who's not ready. We just need to move on to find somebody else who's ready to take action, if that's what you're really committed to do.
right, or maybe they don't realize that there's some atomic level of action that's much less kind of a commitment than their preconceptions of it is, that they can do such a small amount, do an art sketch, for example, that of what they have in mind, we put them all together in some kind of a blending process, and all of a sudden we get someone to put together kind of like a kind of sift through it, and we put it on a wall, and before you know it, this is our view of what we represent. And what we have is of all these dozens of people around the world is so different from anything anyone else has, because we have a trail, basically. No one else has a trail.
No question. So the other piece I just wanted to add is that, like, it's not just posting the art, which this community has done an incredible job doing. We're going to have to spend the next 6 weeks learning how to sell it, just to be humble and real. And so somebody can't be like hooked in saying this is a guaranteed thing. They have to be committed to the journey with us. And so I think if somebody doesn't have time right now, that's okay. Let's give them time and space and work with those who do have the time, the commitment, and the energy to find these buyers, because the artwork we have already is incredible.
Yeah. Another question I had is, are there any kind of, just out of curiosity, are there any kind of well-known environmental ecological entities that everyone knows, that household name recognition, who are in some way involved in NFTs already? Like, I mean, I wouldn't want to say like Sierra Club.
Really good question. No.
World Wildlife Foundation.
Are they really?
Has issues in NFTs, and there's a few others. I could get you that information later. And the best player in the space who was early on doing things for environment, his name's Jeremy McCain. He's not as big of a name, of course, as WWF, but he's a really amazing, like regeNFT exemplar. McCabe, I think.
Okay. McCain.
I'm trying to think.
McCabe?
Forgive me for not saying his name right. Let me pull it up on Telegram and I'll show you him. McCain. It is McCain. It's
Okay.
ANE.
Okay.
I'll get it for everybody and drop it in the comments.
Here we
Okay.
are.
And
No,
the
I'm
other thing,
commenting.
the final thing I would kind of say is, without kind of hesitating to make an issue of it, because it's sort of like the stock market, but for those who have any tiny bit of money in Bitcoin, etc., they may have noticed there's been a significant upsurge recently, and I don't know, maybe hopefully it's good news for those who are naysayers, but I think it's here. The blockchain, the movement is here to stay, and I think a lot of people.
I mean, if you still need convincing, the results of the last 11 years weren't enough. It's like, it's just at the beginning, and I think one of the main things that I'm celebrating in this Genesis drop is that Kenji, Melly had to go. You guys are awesome. Thanks so much for coming on. And we'll make sure to save the chat too. So when we post this on YouTube, and you can share it with people in your network, and we'll share it with the rest of the people who couldn't come. We'll include the comments. So everything that's posted here will exist on YouTube. So yeah, basically the one thing that we're celebrating is, that regardless of all the particulars, where it's posted, how it's posted, Polymatic, OpenSea, our own platform, is it a series, is it an art piece, what are we doing? It's, you guys are in the first 1% of artists globally to be minted on the blockchain. It's really, the market it's still in its infancy, and it's just going to grow and transform, and so we're at the bleeding edge here. So awesome. Costa Rica is great, man. Not only us, also our PR advisor is stoked on it, buying some property down there. So yeah, thanks so much, Eckert. And then I want to circle back, Eric. You were just about to speak, so sorry to cut you off. Just had a little.
And Eric, if you're not there, then somebody else can step up as well.
I am here this time. Apologies, I stepped away for just a moment, and Eckert started speaking. Hey there, Eckert.
All good.
Gave me time to finish my lunch.
Perfect.
Yeah, hey there, everybody. I'm in my host's home on their porch. Just had some lunch in their beautiful land over here, little ways west of Ithaca. I'm helping them get their home before headed to Syracuse on my e-bike back there. Yeah. So, what the last conversation I had with you guys, Sam and John, we had spoken about for my NFT, which is a virtual journey of the Hudson River. I captured with a drone and then like oversaturated the colors to give it a very like dreamlike vibe. Added some soundscape of some sounds along the Hudson. There's a album, one of the last things Lou Reed produced before he passed. Very different from the rest of his like folk rocky stuff. It was ambient drone type music called Hudson River Meditations, which kind of sounds like a something of that, like an internal sound you may hear within yourself when you're meditating, and something kind of tangential to an oming sound almost. Uh, and we're discussing. I'd mixed it in enough that I felt that I had fair use of it, but that's a bit of a question mark. And we started speaking about potentially licensing it or coming to some agreement with the people who have the rights to it. Just sounds true. Which I'm wondering, Eckert, with your name, I'm wondering if that's a chosen name and a nod to Eckert Tolle, whose work was also published through that channel. We're now looking for somebody who has a most solid connection to that label. Sounds true. The best lead I have so far via LinkedIn was somebody who went to my college, Hunter College, graduated like 7 years before me. He's somewhere on their marketing team. Can't quite remember the name. But yeah, it's on LinkedIn. So I would send the Sounds True page on LinkedIn and see if anybody has any connections that pop up.
Can I
in
give a little context? Because I'm not sure if everybody's going to get exactly what you're asking for yet.
Yeah.
So
Please do. Yeah.
So the issue is that whether or not Eric had legal rights to use the sound. And for NFTs, you could potentially poach and steal, but I think that would be degeNFT, not regeNFT. You know what I mean? So I encourage us to be in full integrity with any contract, if we are poaching sound, to make sure that we have fair use of it or we use other soundtracks. And so Eric is looking to get in touch with someone at that record label to see if he can use the sound for potentially some small percentage of the sale of the NFT. So, the goal here is to be as up and up as possible, because we're at the cowboy stage and cow person stage. Forgive me for having that male pronoun, but ultimately we're at the early stages of this technology. So some people are poaching and making money on it. I just think for this community to be in integrity in every step of the way, so that we don't get bad PR having to be retracting some of our work and pay back a record label. I think it's best practice. So thanks for bringing this up, Eric, as a lesson for our community.
Totally. Yeah. Fair use is a really interesting one. Of course, so much of what we're doing is protected under fair use guidelines, and also the parody law, crucial. Like what I do with like memes and whatever. It's like all of it. No one can ever say, "Oh, take it down." I'm like, no, we're making fun of the original
stuff.
Yeah, we can use Mickey Mouse because we're making fun of it. So fair use is just an interesting wider conversation. I guess we'll have some special as time goes on. I have a great legal advisor, Tim Bucher, who made a lot of money as a lawyer for early blockchain startups like BlockFi and stuff. Even in the first half of the 2010s. Almost a decade ago. And so as we just continue down this road and create series, etc., that will be more in play. And Eric, in the meantime, I think our priority is getting a clean version of your NFT up, just so you can be included in the Genesis drop.
Yeah, and then the other thing for expectations. For expectations, we're not going to condense a file for you, just to be real. Where we're here to, if you condense a file, you hook us up.
If it comes on your side.
Cool.
I'll get that. I'll get that done in the next day or two. I already tried. For some reason, the properly compressed file worked the first time I uploaded on Google Drive, and now something wrong with the
try
codec.
WeTransfer or something.
No, I've compressed it partially, and I try to use a free compressor, and it worked the first time, but this time it's It's not showing up when I try to send it anywhere. I'm only able to play it
Gotcha.
on my on BLC media player. So I should have talked to the technical person on my team, Melissa, if she has any ideas what's up with
Yeah,
that.
nevertheless,
I'll do
super
that.
exciting.
But for
You know, and I look forward to
everybody,
more content from your journey.
yeah, for everybody. So I will publish that this week. For everybody else, if everybody can click on the LinkedIn link I just shared for Sounds True, and see if you got any connections. My close.
Yeah, I love that. That's
Smart
actually a
move.
great use of the chat.
Yep,
If any
well,
if
way
people
to
have,
do that.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The other
So the
thing-
guy he was also a Hunter College grad. He's a publicity
Yeah.
manager there as of the last couple years. So that might
Group
be
right here.
a good lead, huh?
Oh, we're just both
What's-
CUNY guys
Yep.
on one level. I'm me undergrad, him grad. Yeah.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. All from the city, right? So yeah, there's a publicity manager who also went to Hunter. That might be somebody I may want to talk to, but let's see if anybody has like a personal relationship. Eckert, do you have any connection there? I was wondering if you're like named after Eckart Tolle or
Yeah.
that name or
I'm only
something.
second degree.
So just to restate, your connections are to this Sounds True organization? I'd never heard of it before. So
They're a label that does a lot of spoken word and like new agey stuff.
got it.
So.
No, I hadn't heard of it, but okay. Yeah, you finish your share. I was thinking of something else, and it has to do with Andy Goldsworthy, and I was wondering if he might be interested in getting involved. And then maybe, I live a couple stone throws away from one of his works, which unceremoniously a year ago was lit on fire, a very large piece of his work.
Wow.
But does everyone know who Andy Goldsworthy is? Just in case?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just wondering if being who he is, maybe he could get into the NFT domain or have a go-between.
And artist. Yeah.
Yeah, connect us
Very
to
famous.
larger.
Awesome. Great idea, Eckert. Yeah, just keep doing your pollination thing, man.
Might not be in.
Yeah, the more meetings the more artists you can throw our way, the better. Just keep, when people are ready to move and be moved. Yeah. Awesome.
Right.
So a couple more folks in the room who haven't had a chance to speak.
Hazel, we definitely need
arrived. Yeah.
an agreement needs to be adjusted. Hazel,
And
I'll reach
Misha,
out to you
that's
later. And love your artwork. Hey, we have to post the ladies. Kelly and Hazel and Jenny have this incredible Climax series, and you're going to talk a little bit about prices before we posted it on our social. Is there an update on that project? Is it ready to be posted? We've been waiting on your cues before sharing it. So.
I'm unmuted. Cool. Thank you for that. And thank you for your patience. We all kind of were in an energy of getting moved around. So we're looking to meet probably tomorrow or later in the week to finally jump on a call together and chat it. But I'll ping the group now. Thank you for the inspo. I'll ping and see if we have any information immediately. And then we can talk more of the marketing moving forward.
Will do. And then the other feedback I got was that the cover photo might not showcase how sexy and badass the unlockable is. So I just wanted to at least share that with you.
I agree.
Publicly, because the artwork itself is really sexy. And
Sexy.
you're beautiful women in a natural environment. It's really amazing. And I just want to make sure that that's covered in the cover photo.
Cool. Thank you. I'll relay that feedback in the group now. And with that, it's kind of a nice, I noticed a couple of the pieces that I submitted with another artist, Amanda. Are we still minting pieces, or there's like 2 or 3 there?
Yeah, like say for instance,
We're still
Eric,
moving.
Yeah, there's still some pieces that.
But do
Okay,
you
cool.
remember Kelly's not
What?
being uploaded? Kelly's specifically asking for her. She has 2 pieces that haven't been uploaded.
That haven't been uploaded. I think there might be an issue, Kelly, with the drive access.
Okay, I'll check that as well.
Yeah.
We'll
yeah.
reach back
Yeah,
out to
send
you.
me the link to the art, and it'll be posted later today.
Amazing. Thank you guys. You guys are slaying managing all this. Thank you.
It's fun. It's
Thank
so
you.
it's so
Yeah,
cool.
for
You know,
sure.
I've done gallery management in the past and in-person stuff. It actually, in a way, the ad hocness of this, it's a lot like what we do with the art battle, which is another amazing people to follow up with. Because imagine NFTs of that stuff, live art.
I think I just did one the other day here. in the
Oh,
city.
really?
Yeah.
Oh,
and,
wow.
and it's
Well, I
Chile.
hosted the New York one for about 2 years at La Poisson Rouge every month, about 10 times a year on average. And anyhow, yeah, the ad hocness of putting this gallery together and just sort of managing and pricing and selling and all of that, you know, it's, yeah, there's definitely a kindredness with my previous gallery experience. So yeah, maybe Hazel, if you have any updates to share just in your life or what in your work, I really love the VR reef. Yeah, and maybe, I don't know, what charity is that benefiting? That's another one I have. I'm just curious about what your background there.
Okay, so all the reef artwork is going to be benefiting the Ocean Rescue Alliance, which is local to me, and they're regrowing the reefs in the South Florida area. So that's obviously something that's close to me, so it's something that I'm very interested in. And they also, Ocean Rescue Alliance are also tied in with 1,000 Mermaids as well. And they're doing something similar. They're putting like sculptures of mermaids under the ocean to help grow the reef. So corals can attach themselves to these sculptures and regrow in the form of these mermaids that they've cast. So that's really cool.
Really cool. Yeah.
So there's an augmented reality piece, and there's also a video of a really large piece that hasn't been able to be uploaded because it's just too big. The augmented reality piece is up, I believe. I'm not sure if the video is.
Yeah, the video.
Just the AR. So the video is what, the virtual tour? Like,
yeah, it's sort of like, yeah, exactly.
I had it up and then it literally, I think OpenSea, like, it crashed on me because it's way over 40 megabytes.
Oh no. Okay.
Yeah.
What if you like, I can make a shorter version of the video.
That would be
that
great.
Would help.
Yeah. We can go, like,
yeah.
I've had success going up to like 45 megabyte uploads, and you want it not an MOV but an MP4 or DLT or one of these others, or DLB rather. And
we could have the longer one as the unlockable.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
you know what I mean, but we just need a preview.
Oh, okay, cool. Because I have like shorter versions, maybe sort of like 10 seconds long, that kind of thing. So people can get like a little taste of what it is.
20 up to 20, 22, that seems to often fit depending on the intensity and you know, quality of the resolution.
Just make sure in the description you state that the actual NFT unlockable is a much longer format of this piece, so that they don't think they're just getting the preview version.
Yeah. Okay. So should I send that to you, Sam?
Yes.
Okay, great. Awesome. But yeah, for the rest of this week, I am like running around like a headless chicken because I have the Burning Man upload. So I'm like right in the middle of that right now. And because Altspace is going through a bunch of updates, and they're migrating to a new version, and everybody has to update everything. And so Altspace will also be using the old version for Burning Man, like for the Burning Man events. And then after that, everything that's uploaded for the event and previously has to be re-uploaded to the new version.
Yikes.
And everyone's, there's sort of like an in-between version that we can use. And, you know, everyone's just figuring out, you know, what will work with it, what won't. And it's just sort of like this trial and error sort of process with that. So yeah, we'll get through it this week.
Amazing. Yeah, tricky timing, but as ever, it's just, you know, seat of the pants. Everything's moving pretty quickly.
Yeah.
That's cool though. You know, it just makes me think about potential link ups. Yeah, right.
I know, Eric. The Berkeley Marina pop-up gallery is a great idea. Gentry too. You know what I mean? Like having a floating screen, you know, we learned already how to get 60 miles on a sailboat. If we could instead do sailing in a very low budget way, do these pop-up galleries, that's brilliant, man. That's really smart.
Yeah. When I first got into San Francisco, we drove up to Chase Field in San Francisco, in the city. And I was like, what if we like sailed out to McCovey Cove and like did a regeNFT stunt, you know, when the home run flies into the bay, you know, and just unfurl our banner. But you know, these are more the pop-up gallery will be great, but there's, there's a wider scale thing, and this is something I'll be emailing the community about later this week, just on collaborative promotions, where artists, you feature your own work, there's some, there will be copy, like kind of plug and play copy, and even some design elements. If people are inclined, I can whip up some stuff with our like brand aesthetic that then they can adapt to their own social media and website, etc. A lot of the artists do have like portfolio websites and what have you.
So what Sam's getting at is that we're going to supply you with some templates, but I think Jenny was a great example of that. I wasn't able to follow up with her yet because just catching up on the art inventory stuff. Jenny wanted to do some cross promotion, and so we need to find a way to get consent. Whether we get blanket consent that anyone in regeNFT can repost this in certain places, or whether we open up email addresses so people can reach out. We'll have to figure that out in-house or take a poll from everybody. But yeah, cross promotion is the way we're going to sell these pieces for the price points we're listing them at. We're not going to do that by just trying to sell our own work as one-offs. We should do this as a community.
Totally. And that's really one of the themes of the meeting. Yeah, go ahead.
So did you say, did someone say World Wildlife Fund had an NFT or had some foray into that space?
I'll follow up with you.
Yeah,
I'll follow up with you afterwards about that,
conversation.
Eckert. You know what I mean? Because I don't have that directly in front of me right now. I'm paying attention to this meeting. I'll follow up with you with who's doing the right stuff where.
Yeah.
Got it. That's fine.
Yeah, so you just in the interest of making the most of our last stretch here, we can call it.
Talk about Ouija games. Have you talked about that yet?
I have meant. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I gave a good explanation after Nestor spoke of the opportunity. Yeah, to populate this in-game world with NFTs and artworks. Something particularly relevant for our Blender artists and our 3D animators, but also for everybody. So yeah, I'm just interested now in getting people's thoughts on any experience they've had, or just insights, creative stuff. John, I love the idea about the pop-up, and I think that's where I was going, just that the in-person stuff is fun, and honestly we do have some really exciting opportunities that we're going to pursue in a patient manner to do like a real in-person gallery space for all of the future drops.
The issue about a marina one though that I think is so brilliant with Eric is right now we have in-person stuff is going to be on halt because of this Delta variant issue. If we're showing up to marinas and popping up a floatable screen and having a generator running with a projector, we're far away from everybody else. So it won't be something that will be shut down, I don't believe. So we can kind of get guerrilla PR even during a time of constraint and lockdowns, which are almost definitely going to be coming down the pipeline pretty soon again. Whereas if
could y'all project like right on like a white sail or something like that?
I love you. Gentry, what are you thinking about this, brother? We've talked about this already.
You go ahead, John.
Yeah, no, it's a great, we'll follow up with this, Eric, in the production conversation about what we could do as a minimal viable boat-based pop-up. I love that. Thank you for the inspiration.
Yeah.
For sure.
Just have
what
to
else, guys? What else? Yeah. Because I was talking earlier about a potential virtual gallery. I've just had a whole day with some friends. I'm gonna pin us. Yeah, one of whom is sort of building those out for folks. And so yeah, on the docket on my end is we're gonna have a fresh homepage that features the artwork, on regeNFT.net. Because right now it's featuring the incubator, that we just completed.
Yep.
And yeah, and then sort of more on the like partner investor, organizational side, we're going to have a new deck, which also will be available to the community, of course. And that'll be iterated over the course of the next week. Hopefully good to go by meeting time next Wednesday, like an alpha deck, not a beta. And yeah, just still interested in what any insights, you know.
Including if there's been frustrations in the process, because there's been
Yeah,
frustrations
just-
on my
yeah,
end, you know what I
exactly,
mean? So if there's anything we can improve as a community moving forward, please share with us. We're here to learn together and potentially own this as a community-owned, decentralized, autonomous organization. So we don't want this to be, you know, though this first drop had to be centralized and logjammed by us due to the technology constraints, in the future, we really want to have this be more collaborative, more collective, and even leading to distributed and collective ownership.
You know, there's a lot of work to be done. And as I mentioned at the top of the hour, what we're working on this month, because we're here now, it's August 4th. All of this started, just as a reminder, on June 1st. This is like 2 months ago. We had just this idea, you know, and now we have the seed of a business, a platform, a movement.
Definitely.
Yeah, and a new marketplace.
So one of the things I'd love to at least just sprinkle as a seed, whether we talk about it right now or not, is we're going to have a template for how to reach out to people. And we're going to have a collective Google document with which we explore how to get to people who buy this crypto artwork. Some of you might not use Reddit or Twitter or you know, but we're going to have to, you know, if we want to sell our pieces, we're going to have to go where the buyers hang out. So we're going to prepare you with a little bit of a brief about that. And then, you know, we encourage you to go out there and start making noise for both your own piece as well as for the entire gallery as a whole.
And here's one really easy thing, guys. Just recently, we started a group Telegram channel, and I am just going to invite you guys all right now via the link. And yeah, encourage you to join on there, just as an easy place. Obviously, we have a Discord as well, but it's just kind of like, because there's so many different subheadings, it becomes a little bit more complex. Telegram's all in one place.
Oh, that's me. That's me.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry about that.
That's all right.
Close one. So yeah, that's in the chat. And yeah, we'll keep it up on social. I love what Jenny did, you know, on her channel last week, where she
That interview.
well, no, where she announced the regeNFT Genesis drop in her own language with her own design, you know, so
Yeah.
everyone's invited to do that. Because like we've been mentioning throughout this call, you know, this is the next phase of the incubator.
Yeah, and I just want to be clear again about what's under the hood of the regeNFT is the IP of the Hack4Earth method, which Kenji's been through and a few of the people on the call have been through outside of the regeNFT container. So we do things in 6-week sprints. So this first 6-week sprint was about creating the artwork. And we did really think that we were going to show up at Ephemeral and there were going to be 3,000 to 5,000 people there and we were going to sell art. We showed up there was like 300 and we weren't able to sell anything. So this next 6-week sprint, in all humility, is about learning how to sell crypto artwork online, and as well as doing these little pop-ups or these little places to galvanize on a very cost-efficient basis crypto art buyers to purchase our social impact artwork. So just want to let you know that we're not going anywhere. We're just moving into the next stage,
Yeah.
and within those 6 weeks, we're going to be seeding the rounds for the next iteration.
Yeah.
And we'll continually work in that manner. So 6-week sprints, one at a time.
And
This is the
meanwhile,
sales period.
artists, both everyone who's displayed in the gallery presently, but also anyone who's highly skilled artist ready to do regenerative art.
I think we should block off though the Genesis drop as only people who are here now.
Oh yeah,
You know,
no,
I mean, nobody knew into that.
for the following
Definitely.
Opportunities, you know, to populate this online game world, to potentially make a 10K series, which I'll have more info on next week. And yeah, you know, so with that said, you know, we're bouncing it back and forth all the time. We've got calls with some really good advisors later today, and potential partners. So I think we can call it a little bit early. I just want to open the floor for closing remarks. Anyone with questions or with inspiration. So yeah, thanks so much for your time, guys.
I was just wondering, as kind of out there as this is, on the other hand, it seems to go without saying, so I'll just say it. Could we establish a codex where, unlike the rest of the game world out there, where it doesn't even get mentioned, why don't we just say no one gets violently shot, no one gets killed? It's all about generation. It's not about this kind of numbed out world about destruction. What about we create a world that's about, I mean, it goes without saying, regeneration, right? I mean,
I mean,
sounds kind of
in
really
every
fortunate, yeah.
do get killed. You know what I mean? So you know, like the idea of like everyone being a deer isn't the ecosystem I'm a part of. I'm a part of an ecosystem where wolves help make sure that rivers, you know, I mean, just by their natural way of being, they make sure the ruminants behave in a certain way. So I appreciate the love and good vibes. I also know that sometimes we got to breathe a little dragon fire to the degenerative system.
right, just as in the class.
In that game world, it's funny that you mentioned the record because one of their themes and one of the things that we're invited to create starting next week, we're really starting now. If you guys want to go ahead and do some independent research, are rainbow ray guns, you know, that go tickle guns that send your enemies into laughing fits, you know, and whatever, like that kind of stuff. And yeah, absolutely, because it's the Earth Defender. It's like yeah, heirloom seeds, you know, rare tomatoes, rare weird cucumbers, like magical plants, beanstalks that reach to the sky, like this kind. That's what they're looking for, you know.
I've got some magical plants.
Magical beanstalks that reach to the sky.
Cowboy sailors all day.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know if you guys know about this, but Gentry did something. I don't know if it's ever been done before.
I think the tokenized
pressed for that.
I think the first tokenized joint is the Cowboy Sailor. And you know, Gentry's going full balls to the wall, forgive my language. And he's going, you know, he's selling joints through regeNFT.
I mean, it goes back to the Silk Road days.
Yeah,
you know, what cryptocurrency was initially for, which is legalizing consciousness and getting substances moved across without government interference.
And one of the key things he could do, and I don't know if Gentry's built this into his model yet, 25% of the sale of his joints could go to his own bail fund, you know what I mean, in case his gray market marijuana gets him into trouble. Straight up pirate, you know what I mean? A lot of love for you, G.
Lots of love for all of you. And so grateful to be part of this team to create wonderful things that can get people out of jail, get people in houses, get people relief from COVID, and of course, give our beautiful planet some relief too, you know, much needed. So I'm just grateful that we're making this happen. The art is amazing and I'm grateful and thank you. And sometimes you need a little cowboy sailor in your life, baby. All right.
Oh my God.
Thanks, guys.
Awesome. Yeah, guys, please. Yeah. Anyone else?
One of the other things I'll just mention, you know, one of the things about the cannabis industry and the federal prohibition that needs to be repealed is that currently the federal authorities still lock up the funds of fully legal enterprises, and they're forced into cryptocurrency as a way to actually continue to do business and continue to transact. Those are the ones that are in the white market.
Yeah.
So one of the beautiful things about the Cowboy Sailor being potentially sold as an NFT is there's nowhere where the feds can go to take his money. You know what I mean? His money is his money, and it would have to be a challenge in court and a lot more difficult than through the traditional financial system.
Right.
So great use case.
Interesting.
You're not referring to his being outside of sovereign waters, are you? I mean, it's
No,
all
great.
because
Yeah, that
electronic,
could be next.
its status, but could
No, I'm talking about
it's
good question. Yeah,
Out of
talking about the
range of
financial
sovereign.
financial flows not being hindered through banking institutions where the federal authorities can take them. Federal authorities can't take your wallet. They can't take your secret keys. You know, they can tell you to turn it over in court
Right.
and sanction you for not doing so. They can't go behind your back and take your stuff.
Awesome, guys. Well, you know, I think that we'll call it here. Thank you all for attending. We're going to get on uploading this really informative hour and 15 minutes to YouTube straight away. Hopefully it should be up on Friday. I don't know why it would take any time. It goes so quick, man.
I have another
Yeah, what's
idea,
up?
and I don't know if it's worth even mentioning, but about 5 some years ago, there was at the De Young Museum, which is very near me. I can see it right outside the house. They used to have these Friday open houses, and the artist in residence, there would be an opening once a month, the artist in residence. Wouldn't it be cool if we have an artist in residence there on NFTs? I mean, I don't know what they're doing now these days. It's years.
It's a tough year.
But
for
I mean, the reason I mentioned, huh?
It's a tough year for in-person art.
I didn't hear that.
But
yeah,
it's
so
a
that's what
phenomenal
I was
idea.
thinking.
Yeah,
The reason I was,
and the great thing about
the
this
reason
is
I was
we
thinking
put
about
these
them.
we put these pots on the stove and we let them simmer. You know, it doesn't have to be tomorrow. It doesn't have to be next month. You know, it could be January. It's like COVID, especially with COVID, like throwing so many timelines for launches, you know, into a different orbit. The fact that we can just move methodically, you know, it's really a blessing, because what we're trying to build is not, this is not a pump and dump, you know, get rich crypto scheme. This is you know, a movement for putting social good onto the blockchain and recognizing, inspiring artists in the process.
Right.
So yeah, guys, great idea, Eckert. Always appreciate your pollination and your presence on these calls. And yeah, looks like we've had most people dip. Hazel, your stuff is amazing. I will yeah, when you get that condensed file to me, I'll put it up later today. Yeah, and Eric, what other content do you have, man? Don't get too hung up on this Lou Reed thing. Let's put up a version without it first.
Oh yeah, I have it. I just need to come. It's 80 megs. I need to compress it further. The compressor I used with an open source Python library. I can play it on my VLC player, but it fails to send or it uploads as a blank file on other things right now.
I see.
So I'm gonna give it another go, and if it fails again, I'm gonna ask my technician.
Yeah,
Melissa,
maybe Michael knows what to do. Oh, and also, yeah, get Michael's art to us, man.
Yeah, he's on it. We were. I'll remind him again, but we were just at a festival, like I said.
That's
and
awesome.
Yeah, he's definitely interested. I will push him a little bit more on that. And yeah, let's consider if we find any other leads on Sounds True. Kelly says she may have somebody who she knows connected to them. That would be amazing, Kelly. And you know, if we can talk to them about putting any of their other works on the blockchain to raise some more revenue and go for some like mutually beneficial causes we're all about. You know, it'd be really cool to fold them into the team. That would be a big amp on marketing and our reach and all that, you know.
What about one last thing? I think it was Kyle who had mentioned having a connection to Pete Seeger, that he knew his daughter.
Follow up with Pete. Follow up with Kyle, bud. Find out, because we're not sure what Kyle's connection is.
Right. I don't know if it is between us or in the open.
Well, it's all a hop and skip away, you know. And then when we talk about regenerative endeavors, it's not like we're lacking for potential partners.
Yeah, that would be good. And a Pete Seeger could be cool too, because that song they licensed it to the DEC. I'm wondering what that process was like. The DEC made a little documentary on the Hudson River recently, and they licensed that Pete Seeger song about the Hudson as well. I forget the name of it. Apologies. You know, that'd be cool too.
DEC,
Department of Environmental Conservation. Yeah, they released this little documentary on YouTube about the Hudson River and, you know, the dredging of the dredging of the industrial pollutants on the sediment at the bottom of the river and stuff like that. They licensed that Pete Seeger song for that. I'm curious what that process was like, how mutually, like, you know, how chill that was, or if they paid a bunch of money or what it was.
Right. Interesting.
Yeah, but in the interest of closing this, with the mission, it's like there are so many regenerative endeavors. There's so many worthy projects. You know, so many amazing people, well established in the space, and it's like, how can we come to them correct? You know, how can we sell this art and get our artists paid, get the charity dollars moving, charity Ethereum and and Polygon moving, and you know, as we do that, the right doors will open, and we'll just it's gravity. You know, we'll slip through them, fall, you know, chutes and ladders, whatever. So yeah, really grateful for everyone being on this journey with us, and for your amazing talent and enthusiasm and time.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, likewise.
Awesome. All right, this like I said, this will be up straight away. Now that I'm here, we no lag in getting this.
Yeah, I just shared a DEC video they recently published 4 months ago. The New York State Department of Environmental Conservation, History of the Hudson, Hope for the Future. Apparently, they're making a mini series from it. It says part 1. At least you can infer that.
Oh, awesome.
Oh,
Like, cool. Yeah, really one of the nexuses globally of environmental activism, as we all know.
Yeah, they
cool.
licensed
Yeah.
it.
The Bay is another one. Yeah, cool. All right, guys. Thanks so much for your time. Talk soon.